101 Soul Crusher. 1-1 Salt. 1-1-1 Tiny Takia. I'm realizing that could be Takia. I'm sorry. 1-2 Fright Bite. 1-2-4 Lightweight. 1-3-7-3 Kick Puncher. 1-5-1 Clara Bear. 2-3 Bodacious. 2-4-1 Hippo. 3-9-9 Imp the Shrimp. 4-3-9 Slaya. 6-5-3 Shorty. 7-0-9 Smasher. 7-2-0 Hell's Bells. 7-7-1-8 Go Go. 8-9-8 Izzy Bake Oven. And for the coaches today, we've got Holly, Eddie, and Bug on deck. Thank you to the wonderful cheering section of the Junior Rollers. Now for Rome Junior Roller Derby, we've got 04 OG. 1 Boo. Thank you, Woo. 10 Ice. 2-3 Painbow Bash. 2-7 Tragediana. 3 Goldie Blocks. 3-0-0-0 Undead Man. 3-2-0 Pinky and the Pain. 3-3 Day Tripper. 4-8-0 Alexecutor. 6 Gnarly Quinn. 7 Lucky Harms. 8-3-4 Pipsqueak. 8-6 Lilicious. 9-0-0 Lala. 9-1-1 Nacho Business. 9-9 Lightning. And on the coaching staff, we've got Wesley, Jackie, Don, and Andrea. All right, and to the audience, we've got a bit of an announcement. If you are driving an Infiniti QX50 with the license plate U2P386, you need to move that as soon as possible. Repeat, if you are driving an Infiniti QX50 with a license plate U2P386, you must move that vehicle quickly. We apologize for the inconvenience, and if I see someone exiting, I will assume that's happening. Ooh. Fingers crossed, nobody gets towed today. One more time, if you're driving an Infiniti QX50 with a license plate U2P386, please move your vehicle. Thank you. All right, let's get ready to enjoy some roller derby. Thank you so much to our officiating staff as they prepare for this game. Popcorn in the middle with an excellent reffing fit. Lining up for Jam 1, we've got Lightning for Rome, and we have Slaya for the Columbia Junior Rollers. wait for that rolling whistle. We've got some bribes for skaters to do cartwheels on the track. And Bodacious. Bodacious claims the $5. Columbia Quad Squad skater Babs the Breaker is now on the line for $5 to Bodacious of the Columbia Junior Roller All-Stars. Once again, shout out to our wonderful officiating staff, making sure everything is good to go for these in-region sanctioned games. We thank you for your patience. The scoreboard is experiencing some technical difficulties, and the staff are working hard to quickly resolve it. If you've been to any one of a roller derby game before, you'll know that scoreboard has problems sometimes. If all this waiting is making you hungry, feel free to drop by the Columbia Junior Rollers stands for either baked goods or something yummy for lunch. I hope that whoever drives the Infinity QX50 with the license plate U2P386 did in fact move their vehicle. I do not know the consequences for not doing so. I imagine the car goes away. All right, that's the rolling whistle we were all waiting for. Are you ready for some roller derby today? All right, let's go. Oh, Lightning takes a tasty edge. But Slay is right out with the encouragement of his teammates. Some beautiful blocking by the Columbia wall. Looks like that's 2 points for the Rome Junior All-Stars. Next up to jam for Rome, Ice versus Tiny Takia. Very fast jam there. There are some lost keys I'd like you to keep an eye out for. So if you see some Subaru keys with a Genesis tag and a CarMax tag attached, please come to the announcer booth with those keys. Any Subaru keys that are lost, please report to the announcer box if you see some keys without somebody holding on to them.
8 points for Columbia, 4 for the World Junior Allstars. That is 4 points for the Columbia Allstars. Making the score, Columbia 33, Rome Junior Worlds 43. is 2 points for the Rome Junior All-Stars. Breaking the score, 43 Columbia, Rome 48. Looks like our resolution's been met on the inside of the flag. Will or won't Columbia retain? Looks like the conclusion of that official review has left Slaya in the box. Alright, Columbia did not retain that official review. We'll play the second half of the elimination. The winner from Columbia determined not to let this come out a 2-leg advantageous 0 to Slaya Carlson, and we are at our intermission. So if you're hungry, grab a snack from Columbia Junior Rollers, check out some merch, support some local businesses, and some teams that came to town. Thank you so much for coming out to the first day of Southern Discomfort. We'll see you right after this brief intermission.
Should have changed it after 2 games.
I would love to. we're back. Tiny Tequila on the line for Columbia. The jammer to oppose them. Lightning. A failure to yield places one roam blocker in the box. Lightning dancing on that outside line. Oh, and a suck back no jammer wants to see. Bonkers footwork. Go-Go meeting Lightning. The Lightning forced out. That's going to be a how many point jam for? Oh, a 5-point jam for the Rome Junior All-Stars. Slaya back out on the track. Undead band. Oh, nope, they're not jammer. Oh, a very confusing start. An official timeout. It appears Rome may not have placed a jammer on the track in time. Rolling whistle, we are back at it. Nine sent to the box for a track cut on the outside. This is a power jam for Columbia. Slaya now lead. Slaya pushing forward that opening on the inside line. And Slaya once again on the inside. Slaya through for another 4. But Lightning coming back with a vengeance. And after the hard hit, that's a 16-point jam for Columbia. Very bold block by Ice. All right, it looks like lead may have been assessed to Columbia during that time. You gotta love making it out of the pack and then being sucked back. It's a bummer, but you can still call it. fight through. Lightning. Tiny Takia close behind. It's a test of speed now. Hip focus, gorgeous little apex jump, but not quite in time. You gotta love when jammers go bold. Tiny Takia out again. Undead ban. Oh! With a narrow escape, Tiny Takia takes lead. Oh, some very patient line work by Tiny Takia. Beautiful work by Gogo holding that line. Reinforcements called while they hold the pack together. Nacho Business having a heck of a fight on that line. And the initial is made by Rome. Eight points for Columbia, bringing the score to 116 Columbia, Rome 71. And Rome calls a team timeout. During timeouts like these, why not grab yourself a little snack or refreshment from the Columbia Junior Rollers, or peruse the vendors that are set up around the building. You get yourself a fun, funky little plant. I've got myself two.
Great.
Oh, thank you. Same. It's been a joy to watch them play.
Kathy also mentioned that we are doing shout outs. You can buy them at the concession stand for $1.
Sweet. Yes, I should add that in print.
They're doing shout outs.
At the concession stand, you can also purchase a shout out for $1. You want to hear me say something to a player on the track? Come on and give me your shout outs. Just $1 through the concession stand. They'll pass the message along. Be sure to add a little note if you want me to say it at a specific time. Oh, some beautiful two-wall blocking by Rome. But with a quick re-entry by Slaya. Whoa! A low block assessed to number 10, Ice of Rome. You hate to see a nasty spill. Oh, gorgeous outside line work by Lightning. And Slaya calls it. That's going to be 4 points for the Columbia Allstars.
I have a shout out for you.
Oh, and immediately a shout out. Thank you so much. This shout out isn't from anyone in particular, but it is a demand, written in all caps. Put little bit out. This is to the Columbia All-Stars. Put little bit out. Once again, if you'd like me to read a shout out, feel free to donate $1 at the concession stand. They will give me an aggressive little post-it note with your shout out. Welcome back. And that rolling whistle brings us back to the game. After some beautiful reforming around No-Go's offense, Salt is through for lead, Columbia. Oh, Day Tripper holds her ground on the outside line, but Imp the Shrimp follows it up. Salt is through for 4, Day Tripper fighting. And a cut is assessed to 3-3 Day Tripper. And Salt decides to call it. The guidance of the coaches for a power start. And Tiny Takia takes the line for this power start. Oh, and just a little slide through on that outside line. Tiny Takia takes lead. Oh, on the inside. And Hippo knocks out Rome's Day Tripper. Mad Danger tries to catch, but Nacho Business is through. And Tiny Takia calls it, making this a... Waiting for the scoreboard just in case. The ref kindly asserts that there is one blocker in the box for Columbia, and that was an 8-point jam for the Columbia All-Stars. And 9-9 sent to the box for Rome. Looks like a track cut, not corrected quickly enough. Once you go out of bounds, if you make any forward movement on the track, it is considered a track cut, and these refs will catch you. Slaya with a beautiful one-footed push, but Rome reforms. Whoa! And a huge hit out. Gogo says, do not take my jammer back any further. Slaya delivering big hits, and Imp with the offense getting Slaya through for 4. Or was it? Oh, it was the initial? This is a crazy match. After all those rapid-fire big hits, it is tough to keep on going. Slaya calls it, making that a 2-point jam for the Columbia All-Stars. And guess what? The post-it note delivered. Put a little bit out. A little bit is out. Raucous cheers from the crowd. Little Bit versus Undead Band. Oh! Little Bit is lead, and the power jam. Whoa, pile up on the center of the track. Little Bit fighting that last blocker and through. 4-4. The crowd makes sure Little Bit's hat does not go flying. Oh, Rome doing everything they can to contain Little Bit. Whoa! Jammer to jammer impact on the inside line. And it looks like that's an 8-point jam for the Columbia All-Stars. Killian Killman helps clear the track of what looks to be a small piece of leather. Thank you so much, and happy birthday. Looks like there's a little bit of an official timeout going on. The end of that jam did seem a little bit messy. And the rolling whistle means we're back. Salt versus Lightning. And Go-Go assessed a penalty, heading to the box along with Smasher. And a third blocker sent to the box. With both seated, she will need to return to the track. It's a penalty-heavy round for Columbia. And Imp is about to be very lonely on the track. And Rome secures a power start. That's a 12-point jam for the Rome Junior All-Stars, bringing the total to 149 Columbia, Rome 83. And Columbia calls a timeout. Always good to regroup after a penalty-heavy jam. Just taking a look at the crowd, and it looks like put a little bit out is also a sign. So thank you so much, audience, for that likely purchase of the shout-out. If you too would like a shout-out, feel free to head on over to the concession stand, pay $1. I'll say whatever you want as long as it is appropriate for all ages. Day Tripper fighting through a very persistent Columbia wall. Out on the third lane. Salt returns with a vengeance. And Day Tripper makes a quick call. The screech of concrete on skin makes me worried for everybody in attendance. Rome has another power start with that late assessed penalty to Salt. With the Columbia wall whole again, they're ready to put up their best defense against Lightning and their crazy feet. Go-Go fighting. Imp. Oh, Smasher. But still inside of the track. consuming salt on their third consecutive jam. And a pass is complete to Go-Go. Lightning forced to call it by the persistent hips of Columbia's blockers. That's 8 points for the Rome Junior All-Stars, bringing their total to 93. Slaya versus Day Tripper. And offense gets Slaya through. Columbia Wall a little scattered, but quick re-entry by Day Tripper gets the initial for Rome. Oh, and a painful suck back. Oh! Slaya with one hand out. Oh, two hands. It was quick, but it was enough to make a cut. That means we've got the full 2 minutes ahead of us. If jammers are suffering now, get ready for a lot more. Columbia really flexing with these powerful two walls, and Slaya making a triumphant return. Oh, Rome tries to end that recycle and run back. Slaya falling all the way to the inside and makes it through. Whoa! I'm not sure how that happened. Oh. Lightweight assessed a direction for that. Just a little over the top suck back. You always gotta balance your suck back to make sure you're not going a little too crazy. And with two in the box, Columbia makes sure that the appropriate blockers are fielded. Unfortunately, one too many. Columbia's two-wall performance today goes absolutely crazy. Unfortunately, Go-Go's sent to the box. Tiny Takia fighting for their life. And a beautiful staying in by Undead Band. The momentum can't be stopped. The wall gets back together again and closes down that inside line. Rome's blockers staying magnetized. OG being a force, taking up that track with the team. Oh, beautiful hit by Licious. And a pass makes it through to Mad Danger. And Rome, aware of that Mad Danger, decides to call it. That's an 8-point jam for the Rome Junior All-Stars. Salt back on the line for Columbia. Lightning so low, it was tough to see them out on the inside line. Salt assessed to cut track. And Lightning's ready to take full advantage of this power jam. And a sweep through the middle. The safest place for a jammer to be. Beautiful control on that third lane. Oh! And a jump by Salt. Unfortunately, a knee tap to the ground being assessed as out of play. Salt returns to the box. It's tough to see. It looks like it's in play, but it's technically not. And another power jam for Rome. Day Tripper looking to their teammates. And that's a power switch. Jammer's serving the time, the other jammer has served. Salt hustles and lead is still open. And with a beautiful whip from teammates, Salt takes lead. Imp the Shrimp and Go-Go ready to shut down that outside line. Another pileup. Go-Go a wall of one at the front of the pack. Now with Smasher. And Salt is through for another 4. Gnarly Quinn takes the pass. Smasher denies that initial. Rome closing in on Salt. The pack begins to split. And we're back again. A multiplayer assessed to pivot Bodacious. These kids are fighting hard as we enter the last 3-ish minutes of the game. Slaya fights through the seams. Undead Band makes their way through the separated wall. And with a quick call, any points for either side, that's a 0-0 jam. Well fought. Tiny Takia takes the line against Rome's Lightning. Oh, OG down on the ground. Tiny Takia meeting the hips of Rome blockers. It's body seams on body seams, forcing them out. Bodacious with the quick communication, takes the pass. Lightning goes for as many points as they can get and calls it. Once again, Rome does not want to tangle with these Columbia pivots. Another Slayer versus Day Tripper matchup. Both teams out of the box, ready to play as full walls. Slayer fights through. And it appears a high block has been assessed to Slaya, meaning that the lead is closed and we're going the full 2 minutes. This will be the last jam of the second half. With a completed pass to Nacho Business, it's chaos on the track. And Nacho Business makes their way through. And it looks like contact is sending Slay to the box. This gives Nacho nearly the whole end of the jam. Oh, a beautiful side slide. Columbia prepares for impact, and Rome goes for it. Hippo stands strong, and that is the final jam. Waiting for the score. Remember, teams, you need to come to me with your nominations for MVP, Jammer, and Blocker when all is said and done. All right, that rolling whistle generally means that's the official score, but I'm still waiting to make sure paperwork is thoroughly documented. Well done to players from both teams. Remember, please bring your MVP, Jammer, and Blocker choices to the announcer over here. And give it up one more time for Rome Junior Roller Derby All-Stars. Both teams, please give me your MVPs. Okay, so Lightning is Jam, and then okay, 834. Please, Rome, bring me your MVP, Jammer, and Blocker nominations. I do have to skate in the next game, so things are getting pretty tight. I have first warm-up. All right, I'm going to hand it over to Tiny, our wonderful bout production head. Thank you so much, Tiny.
Still waiting on MVPs from Rome. All right, Soda City Jerks, go ahead and start warming